what are the confidence building measures and how these confidence building measures could be further promoted?
Confidence building measures primarily are based on three pillars: trust, communication, and the third is transparency.
How non-state actors can use cyber space?
We need to have vigilant eyes. It's more like a police and a thief story. Whoever is smarter gets ahead.
Why can't we have a centralized department and authority, and that same authority or institution can attract foreign investment also in the country in the field of information technology?
There's a journey to every country, and Pakistan's journey is also unique. So,
in the information technology domain,
information technology, digitalization, and pertinent to cybersecurity, as mentioned.
What is the shortcut strategy and way forward that Pakistan could compete with the other South Asian countries, not at least with the Western countries, but with the South Asian countries?
Wonderful. The thing is, not only compete, we are far exceeding. I'm very positive.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, when we talk of cybersecurity, when we talk of cyberspace, the world is facing multiple challenges in cybersecurity and cyberspace. And when we talk of cyberspace and cybersecurity, a point that comes to our mind is confidence building measures in cyberspace. What are these confidence building measures? What are the challenges and opportunities for different nations, and how nations can overcome some of the serious cybersecurity challenges, cybersecurity threats which exist right now and which is most dangerous now, which is threatening the security of many nations around the world, including Pakistan. And when we talk of this, there is a new phenomena that is called artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, it has created number of challenges as well. How to effectively deal with the challenges that has come out from artificial intelligence, then how our children could be protected in this global security space. And when we talk of security, cybersecurity, another point comes to our mind that is called cyber diplomacy. What is this cyber diplomacy, and how cyber diplomacy could be utilized to promote global peace and security? So on this particular strategic nature topic, we are fortunate to have with us one of the most experienced cyber security and information technology expert, Dr. Babar Bhatti. Dr. Babar Bhatti has a global experience of dealing with different sectors of information technology, building cyber spaces, programs, and Pakistan is fortunate to have the services of Mr. Babar Bhatti as he's heading a National Information Technology Board. Mr. Babar Bhatti, very warm welcome to Program Insight in V News English. And we will begin with this. What are the confidence building measures in cyberspace? Because most of the people have no information about it. So what are the confidence building measures and how these confidence building measures could be further promoted?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mudin. Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me today. It indeed is a critical topic and less known. So let me start from the initial.
CBMs in cyberspace.
So CBM, as you already mentioned, is an acronym for confidence building measures.
True.
And it is terminology basically which is used especially in the context of cyberspace in international arena. So confidence building measures primarily are based on three pillars. So when we need to build confidence with other countries, these measures are put in place. So there are three.
CBMs are put in place.
CBMs are put in place, and this is what we need to have. So number one is trust.
Trust.
So nations need to have trust to have CBMs. Number two is communication.
Communication.
The communication flow must be there. Trust, communication, and the third is transparency. So we need to be transparent with our partners,
We
strategic
need not to
partner
hide
nations.
anything.
I mean, of course, we can hide the strategic
Exactly,
secrets.
other than this.
But the thing is, with the friendly partners, where we want to build trust, communication, and transparency, is where CBM is the context. So this is what it is.
So this is what so as far as there is another critical issue, how non-state actors can use cyber space. As you said, that number of countries around the world, this cyberspace is almost touching every country. Every country is spending billions of dollars on protecting the cyberspace. But despite these all things, despite these all measures, country like United States, European countries, even country like Pakistan, which is now spending a lot of money. So non-state actors, how these non-state actors could be countered, that they may not attack the cyberspace of a particular country, including Pakistan.
Yeah, a very good question and very pertinent in the current affairs. Look, the thing is, non-state actors, because in the dark underworld, it's a big business. And there are so many other motives as well. So the way they influence the nations is they, if can't penetrate directly to a nation, if they can, it becomes a different scenario. But if you can't, so what they would do is they
Because
would
there are
actually target
protection walls.
Yes.
Exactly.
So they would actually target a partner country. So, for example, country A and country B are strategic partners, and they have a trust on each other. So if they want to incite some malicious things, what they do is they would
Malwares,
actually, they would
exactly.
actually target country B while the real target is country A. And that is where the CBMs come in place, because the trust is, because an apparent effect will be that country B will be compromising the secrets or communication of country A because of their mutual friendship.
Exactly.
And this is where these CBMs need to be in place, and they can be impacted by these actors. So how do we take care of them? It's a vast topic, but you can say in the world of cybersecurity, so we must have vigilant eyes. The principle is very simple. We need to have vigilant eyes. It's more like a police and a thief story. Whoever is smarter gets ahead. So similarly in the cyber world, when we are smarter than the non-state actors, so we put in measures which actually protect our country and our partners, both.
Country and the partners both. So there is a new phenomenon, and that is almost everywhere in the world, that is called this artificial intelligence. Even colleges, universities are now having a specific program that imparts education and training on artificial intelligence. There are opportunities and there are challenges. And when we talk of this artificial intelligence, how individual piracy could be, individual piracy is also an issue, and how it could be protected.
Okay.
Because through this, pirates can come,
Yes.
cyber attackers can come and destroy some and then steal somebody's data. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, it's not only compromising the system or not only compromising the data. It is even broader aspect. Sometimes you never realize, and the malicious activity is happening because sometimes it's just to deface one target. So first of all, again, let me divide it into two parts. First, I must give an example of what CBM is, so that one example of CBS is actually mutual sharing of cyber intelligence between two trusted partner nations, countries, or whatsoever, right? So when you share intelligence, so together you combat with bigger threats. And this is why these partnership CBMs are in place.
True.
Now, leveraging the technologies such as AI. So the world is transforming very fast. So AI is one of the enablers causing this digital disruption and transformation in the world. So using AI, we can, for example, real-time predictive threats are more pertinent and visible today than they were in the past. So we can be much more powerful in dealing and combating with the cyber threats. On the other side,
yes.
This AI in itself comes with its own challenges. For example, if the AI model has been trained on data which was malicious. So, or for example, the ethical or strategic answer, because the model is just trained on the data on which it was provided as an input. So that AI model could actually cause harm as well if not trained or utilized properly, appropriately. So the ethical concerns of the AI, the right trainings, and even the cybersecurity management of the AI models that we utilize for combating the cyber threats and the CBMs to be in place really matter. This is how the world is shaping up.
So, like there is economic diplomacy, there is traditional diplomacy, there is also a cyber diplomacy. So how the CBMs can influence this cyber diplomacy, and if there is an influence, how we can use cyber diplomacy to promote global peace and security, which is a big challenge. And this was one of the key themes that Pakistan raised in the United Nations Security Council debate.
Yes, wonderful. The thing is, in the cyber world, it is very important to understand how much exposed you are. So there are two important things to understand.
In the cyber world, how much exposed you are as a nation.
Exactly. So there are two important things to be understood if one needs to have a grasp on cybersecurity. First is, what are the threats you're exposed to? And the second is, what are the weaknesses that you have? For example, vulnerability. It's just like if somebody by mistake lets the door open when leaving the house. So it is a weakness, it's a vulnerability. Anyone can attack. But the theft will not happen until there is actually a thief, the threat. So when both of these overlap, the door was open and the thief was there, then there's an attack. That's exactly what happens in the cyber world. So the threat actors must be understood. And
threat actors must be understood properly. And a strategy must be devised.
That is right. And that is where the cyber diplomacy comes. So as one nation, myself, let's say Pakistan, so I can only see from my perspective. But there are other actors which might be targeting me. So I need to have a partnership, a trusted partner nation, others as well, who can share their intelligence with me. And this paves the foundation for the cyber diplomacy. My partners, my alliances. So I can share intelligence with them, but they share their intelligence with me as well. What are the emerging threats? So we can protect our nations, our people. So this is how the cyber diplomacy works. Now, this cyber diplomacy, when when used intelligently, smartly in the nation's interests, this is how it leads to cyber diplomacy.
True.
Yeah.
So is there any multilateral mechanism at global level to manage the global threat of cybersecurity? Because cybersecurity, as you have said, that it's almost facing every nation around the world. So at a multilateral forum like United Nations or like dealing with the money laundering or something like that, we have an FATF, which is a multilateral forum. Is there any multilateral forum, or if no, then do you think there is a need to have a multilateral forum which specifically deal with this issue?
Yes. The thing is, this CBM and the cyber diplomacy to be in place requires alliances. Alliances. Now, there are two ways to do that. One is to have the forums, just like United Nations, just like, NATO, just like many others, which are either based on economic interests whatsoever. But then this also is, inflicted with so many implementation challenges. Example, how many countries in the world are members of UN, but they do not have shared trust?
Exactly.
And that is where this cyber diplomacy for peacekeeping cannot happen. So now, to combat with that, the way the rest of the world is dealing with is the countries, and this poses a challenge as well. Why? First of all, the challenge is because the countries do not necessarily have the same interests or priorities or maturity of cybersecurity. So to deal with this, what the countries come up with is based on their mutual interests, they form alliances. One is the groups, for example, the frameworks and United Nations and others, but that doesn't necessarily bring everyone together. But nations based on their mutual interest come together. For example, AUKUS, AUKUS, is a strategic alliance of US, UK, and Australia. And based on their alliance, they share intelligence mutually for their common benefit.
True.
Now, this becomes a strong bond between the nations, the cyber diplomacy, and together they share this alliance. But this is while other nations are part of other groups in which these countries are members as well, but they do not share with them. So this is what every nation must do. And probably we at Pakistan as well, we with our strategic partners, we must have those CBMs in place based on the 3 pillars I mentioned: trust, transparency, and communication that we do. So in the cyber world, in the cyberspace, when we have this strength of the alliance, this is how we promote the global peace.
But Isab, when you're talking about alliances or global cooperation, we're always deceived and cheated by certain Western-led organizations because there is a divide, north and south.
Yes.
So how Pakistan can have trust on the Western system, the system which is already having secret eyes on you?
Yeah, look, the thing is, yes, the world is divided among the global... So this is
basically where the trust deficit is.
Very right.
And you're talking about confidence building. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the thing is, it's a very right and strategic question that you have asked. The thing is, the world is divided into the global north and global south. But this bifurcation is based on the economic status of the countries.
Developed world, status of the country, developed world and
underdeveloping world. Yeah. Now, even if you look at, let me give you another challenge on top of this, of the global south. The best practices, even the standards, what are formed are mostly formed in the global north. So those standards are not necessarily applicable or most efficient for the global south countries. So just complying with those standards might not be our interest. So it is natural that, to have some divergence from the interests of the countries in the global north. But then what is the solution? The solution is, first of all, to be very clear in our goals, strategy, and vision. Where we want to
You're talking with a Pakistan reference.
For any country, but yes, Pakistan as well.
Yes.
So we need to be very clear on where we want to move forward. If we want to be part of the global development cycle, we must join global alliances. And in order to do that, we need to have...
Is there any global alliance in this field?
No, the thing is, they're emerging. They're different groups. So we can have our group in our region. We can also have... within the global south, we can have our own group. So it's not that you need to have one. You can have multiple interests.
Multiple interests.
Yeah. But then if you have multiple CBMs in multiple partnerships, then one thing that needs to be ensured is not to, to be mutually exclusive, not to share among those, if I am understood, right? For example, US is part of AUKUS. But US is also part
of
the Northern American Treaty.
Exactly.
So they should not be sharing Australian information with Mexico, right? The cyber intelligence. So, I mean, there's a little technical topic, but I just want to touch upon.
Another, when we talk of cybersecurity, you are a global expert, having global experience. You have worked in Iraq, in West, everywhere. What are the major areas or sectors globally which are threatened by the global this cybersecurity?
Sectors in terms of the...
Sectors, areas, which are the area, I mean, economy, defense, common man, trade, what are these areas, government departments?
Yeah, let me answer this from a strategic perspective.
Yes,
the thing is, this world is being transformed by few technologies together which are called disruptive technologies. So it's a positive disruption. So we
Positive disruption, not negative.
Not negative. So we're transforming the planet, leveraging those technologies. One of them is AI, but one of them is cybersecurity as well. So to answer the question, which sectors are impacted? Actually, every sector, every walk of life. For example, health. For example, education. For example, defense.
Business, online business is going
agriculture.
on.
So every aspect, and that is why, it's a very common proverb now that there are more opportunities than the number of people we can have on this planet to solve those problems of cybersecurity and AI. So this sounds like lots of problems, but this actually means lots of opportunities, because at the heart of every problem lies an opportunity.
So now you're sitting in Pakistan. So in Pakistan, every department is dealing with cybersecurity. When it comes to Pakistan Telecom Authority, it is also having some business with the internet, some cyber issues. Then there is a cyber wing in Federal Investigation Agency. Then there are a number of other departments which are dealing. Why can't we have a centralized department, an authority, which can exclusively deal with the cyber issues, internet, and these all things, and this cyber wall, all these all matters could be handled by one, and furthermore connected to this, and that same authority or institution can attract foreign investment also in the country in the field of information technology. Why can't we have a single one-window operation?
Okay. The thing is, it's not that we can't. The answer to this is there's a journey to every country. And Pakistan's journey is also unique. So
in the information technology domain.
Information technology, digitalization, and pertinent to cybersecurity, as mentioned. So there's a journey every country takes. So the journey which Pakistan has taken is, yes, we have individual entities forming up within the government as well, which are taking care of different domains and sometimes overlapping as well. So the first step towards the maturity in cybersecurity actually is to have departments, and which we already now have, are working in cybersecurity. True. So now we have a new department called NCERT. So NCERT is taking care of the emergency response in terms of cybersecurity. So this is step towards maturity. But now the next step actually is to have the centralized thing which you mentioned, a regulator. So and efforts have already started among the relevant circle in the government to come up with that authority. It's a journey which we still have to take, just an initial phase, and then
work is in progress on this regulator.
We just started towards that. Just like we just had, it's just less than a month we had the digital authority. The thing is, for countries in the global south, you can say a rule of thumb which I can give you from a strategic perspective is, wherever you have problem, put a regulator. Put a regulator. An authority.
Put a regulator.
Like telecom is a mature regime now because we have a telecom regulator. We have a banking regulator. So many problems are being solved now. Then with so many old problems solved. Then you have a regulator for companies. You have a regulator for health. So we needed to have a regulator for digitalization as well. We just got it. But it took us a significant effort, a year, to make that happen. Now, similarly, cybersecurity is a problem. AI is something we want to address. So a rule of thumb is to put a regulator, have a cybersecurity regulator, have an AI regulator.
This will improve everything in the cyberspace in Pakistan.
But we are not there yet. But from a citizen's perspective, I will tell you another thing, because this is the journey the rest of the world has taken as well. So when you have a cybersecurity regulator, there'll be so many regulators. So the life of a common man will be difficult, hard. But this is the maturity life cycle which we have to pass through as a nation if we want to develop. And so you can say in 10, 15 years time, there'll be more regulators. And after this time, when we have maturity, these regulators have matured up, then you can aggregate them. And it's a natural life cycle. They aggregate and lesser regulatory authorities, but more mature regulations. And then common citizens, like in the meantime, I'm not saying difficulty only, but it's better. I mean, rule of thumb is you can't manage something if you can't control it.
Put a regulator.
And you can't control something if you cannot measure it. So measurement, controls, and management come through the regulations.
There is another very, very good news from Pakistan, and that is that the Pakistani Parliament has passed this Digital Nation Pakistan bill, and that has been signed by the President. It is now an act. Tell us something that what is this digital society or digital Pakistan, and how Pakistan could be made digital one? What is this concept precisely?
Yeah. So
this must be your brainchild.
So Alhamdulillah, the thing is, I'm so glad that, in a very short span of time when we are here, I mean, the vision coming right from the leadership is very much aligned. Like the Prime Minister Saab is putting the right priorities. The Minister IT is driving this entire thing in the very right direction. So I see so much positive synergy. And this is actually one of the biggest reasons I returned to Pakistan a few months back to see this, because I have seen, and to contribute, because now the digitalization is in mature hands. So just to explain a base of this, so this Digital Nation Pakistan comprises
what are the key things?
Three pillars. So the first pillar is digital society.
Digital society.
And digital society actually means the citizen services, you can say. So digital services for the citizens. So you can, from the click of your mobile phone, you can have everything you want. So you can reach out to
complain about any issue in your locality.
Exactly. So this is digital services, digital society. The second part is digital economy.
Digital economy.
Why? Because look, I mean, our economy has been inflicted with leakages for so many years. So just like a glass of water, if it doesn't have a bottom, keep on putting water, it'll still leak.
Exactly. So this was what Pakistan's case.
That's what's happening with us. So what is the solution? The solution is, because it is happening because of the cash-based economy. So the solution is to have a cash-less economy, a digital economy. And the third pillar is, when you digitalize the society, you digitalize the economy, then you need to digitalize the governance as well. So the digital governance.
Digital governance.
Yes. And
e-governance, which is...
E-governance, you can say. So these are the three pillars of this DNP.
And you think it is going to actually work in Pakistan? Society will be digitally transformed? Although the act has been there now. So the biggest challenge is whether this society will be made digital society.
Yeah, look, the thing is,
journey is long and tough.
Yeah, the journey is long and tough. It is the right direction.
Turbulent.
I'm so glad to be part of this, digital transformation leadership of the country, and so congenial environment in which the minister, the prime minister, is taking the right steps. But this is the first step in the right direction.
You will call it's a digital revolution.
It's a digital revolution, So it's the initial step of that. So we've done that. So I'm very hopeful that yes, but I can't guarantee. The reason is the implementation journey is hard, and we all have to work together as a nation. We can't be divided into different perspectives. If we can do it successfully, then, I mean, I see a very, very positive thing. And the thing is, I am positive in terms of I see light at the other end of the tunnel, that yes, since we are taking strides, we are taking moves in the right direction, why would we not do it? We will.
Tell us now some financial statistics and figure how much is Pakistan earning through IT exports, and precise answer, and what needs to be done. Because in the recent past, we have seen tremendous rise in Pakistani IT exports, which is a very positive development.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. What is the current volume?
Okay.
And where do you think more investment could be made in Pakistan's IT sector?
Okay, there are two lenses from which I think I must answer this. One is the internal and one is the external perspective of Pakistan. Since you asked for numbers, I will give you a ballpark, but since I'm not the authority for that, it'll be a ballpark number. So don't quote me for that, because the relevant department must be publishing this. In 2013, 2014, somewhere like 10, 11 years ago, we were around, you can say, $250 million of an export.
IT exports.
IT exports. Today, and again, these numbers are not accurate. So But today, as of like late 2024, we stand at somewhere like 1.5 to
Exactly.
$2 billion. Now,
It's a significant increase.
it's a significant increase. So this is an internal perspective. Now let me give you an external perspective. Look at the rest of the world.
Where
Digitalization.
This is what I'm asking. Neighboring country India.
The digitalization is the instrument to do it exponentially. So other nations have done it so many times, many folds.
It's in
as can be
billions
worse.
of.
So then where is the gap? The gap. Where is the gap? So that is an actual question. The gap is the steps have to be taken in the right direction and have to be taken consistently. In Arabic, we say, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. So we seek a guidance in not only the right and the shortest direction, but also with persistence.
So is there any roadmap in Pakistan for this?
That's exactly
for the
right.
IT development?
So that's exactly. To fix this problem, there are multiple things that we have done in the government. Number one, you can see that the direction is right. I told you the 3 pillars. So we have come up with the strategy, a roadmap, and now the practical steps are being taken. This is the evidence of the effectiveness.
Strategy is there.
The strategy is there, and now it is successful because now it is progressing. Then transformation projects are in progress. For example, DEEP, Digital Economy Enhancement Project, DEEP. So
Digital Economy
Enhancement Project. So this project is going to transform at a national scale. But then we are faced with some challenges as well. For example, IT has devolved subject in Pakistan, but that's a separate topic. And then the third thing I mentioned is the consistency. You take the right direction, you take the first step. These are 2 important ingredients. But the third essential ingredient is you keep on doing it persistently. And this has been historically, it has been a challenge for Pakistan with the regime change, with whatsoever. The previous commitments are not in that momentum or are sometimes rolled back. So in order to fix that, a beautiful step that we have taken in Pakistan is an unprecedented one, is something called SIFC. So what SIFC is, in simple words, it's a joint forum of the entire leadership of the country.
Civil military leadership
the bureaucracy, the political leadership,
the military leadership,
and the military leadership. They've all sit together. So when we sit together, so now
sharing ideas, strategies,
controlling it, implementing it like a project management of the
no
country.
red tapeism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone has to come up with the progress, and this is how it's happening. So even with so since SIFC has been there, I just came like 1.5 years ago. So in this period, I have seen this is the 3rd time the regime changed. So in all these, when I say SIFC has been guaranteeing the consistency in the progress, with these regime changes, we didn't see rolling back of any initiatives or commitments. So on these 3 scales, right direction, right first step movement, so some motion, and then the third is the consistency. All these checkboxes are ticked today. So I'm very positive that we are progressing as a nation in the right direction.
A quick question, a quick answer. Do we have appropriate spending from the national budget on information technology sector and cyberspace?
Okay, this is a tricky one. The thing is, there is no yardstick to know the right or wrong. Because when we say right, it has to be compared with the benchmark. What is right? Because the needs of every country is different. So Pakistan's need is different as well. But I can tell you a challenge that we're facing here is not in fact in terms of the budget or investment. Although, I mean, yes, we being a poor economy, a weak economy, not a poor, we do have challenge of the budget. But I mean, the beauty of digitalization is with less, you can do more. With $1 invested, you can earn 100, right? So this is the beauty of it. So that is not the challenge we're facing. But the challenge we're facing actually is the capacity in the country. Now, when the steps are being taken in the right direction, we need resources who are skilled enough to run this digitalization. I'm a human.
Resources.
I won't be here for long.
When we talk of resources, human resource only?
The human resource capacity I'm talking, that is the biggest challenge we're facing today. The thing is, there are only few people who are taking these decisions and moving it forward. But then the nation has to, it's a long marathon. If we talk about India, India has done it in 30, 40 years. We just started recently. So the thing is, we need to have generations of technical experts ready, retained, exported into the world, and coming back and contributing. So this cycle, this capacity constraint, there is a big beast that we're dealing with. So we are coming up with a strategy. I just attended a meeting last week at the Prime Minister Forum. Prime Minister Saab led that, and he had the right ministries and decision makers to address this capacity issue. So I'm very positive that this topic is being dealt with, but this is the biggest challenge we're facing.
Another issue which we always neglect, that it's a cyber world, internet, and everything is digital media and films and productions and so many things, websites. Where do our next generation, which are the younger children really, how to protect children from the negative effects of this cybersecurity and artificial intelligence?
Yes, this is where
we need to protect them. Exactly.
This is where we need to be very, very scrupulous, means careful. The thing is, the balance is still not there. The balance yet has not been found by any nation in the world. I'm Australian also. So what the government of Australia has done recently now is that school-going children up to the age of 14, they have banned the mobile phones and the tabs. But the thing is, if they do so, now they are deliberating internally that if we do so, we are depriving the students with technology.
Exactly.
And
with
same goes
advanced research engines, goals, data. Exactly.
Yes. So it's a fine balance. So now the balance which they are trying to find now is that they have allowed the gadgets, but they have not allowed the gadgets to be used for social media for now, because social media is a beast which is not yet regulated in the world. So we can't expose the children even if they come with some provisions. But for now, they are not effective.
Exactly.
So we need to protect the children. So you can protect the children by not allowing them to go on social media, but you must give them technologies to learn and understand. So this is a balance which we need to find.
Lastly, I would ask, what's the way forward that Pakistan can be a global leader in information technology and cybersecurity? Like there is a project Udan Pakistan, and this information technology is one of the segment. So you talked about India. So what is the shortcut strategy and way forward that Pakistan could compete with the other South Asian countries, not at least with the Western countries, but with the South Asian countries?
Wonderful. The thing is, not only compete, we are far exceeding. I'm very positive.
Really?
I'll give you the evidence.
We are far exceeding.
I will give you an evidence. Look at the growth curve, not the GDP, not the absolute number, the growth rate. Because this is how
in Pakistan,
China surpassed
IT growth rate.
So look at the growth rate. What India did in the 40 years in terms of the growth rate, we are doing in months, not even years. Look at the export. In 10 years, I told you, we went 4 times, right? More than 4 times. So we are there. This is one evidence. The second evidence is we are a fortunate nation who has capable youth. Our percentage of youth is among the highest in the world. So this is our asset. So if we properly build the capacity of our youth, take the right direction to this journey and keep progressing consistently, we can do it much faster than what our neighbor or rest of the world has done. So I have no doubt that if we do, provided we do it consistently right, so there's no doubt that we can surpass those nations.
Pakistan can surpass those nations which are much ahead of Pakistan. But as Mr. Babar Bhatti Saab has said, that where Pakistan is going now in the field of information technology and IT exports and dealing with cyber space and education, within few years, Pakistan is fastest growing IT country. And in the years to come, there is no doubt Pakistan could be an information technology global leader. So we hope so. And may Allah Almighty help Pakistan in achieving this target. Thank you so much, Dr. Babar Bhatti Saab, a global IT expert and a cybersecurity expert. In today's program, you have shared some of the most interesting strategic aspects of cybersecurity and information technology, which would be extremely useful, particularly for the young IT and cyber security graduates. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That despite your busy schedule, you spared time and participated in Program Insight. And dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Allah Hafiz from studios.